Okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying to play, they be paying for pussy, my nigga, I'm paying my dues. They cannot see me unless I'm on TV in times when they happen to turn on the news. I am not worried about shit but the money, cause you cannot buy shit with all of them views. I've been on 10 like 4th grade, same nigga but I'm more paid. Lame niggas throwing more shade, but you know it don't faze me. I'm blowing out gas to the hole with hazy, with a new chick cause my old bitch crazy. Just a young player that the west side made me, but how could you blame me and how could you tame me? You can't pop in that pussy, you claim you a saint. Do what they can and they hate what they ain't, but I am the greatest, that ain't for debate. Raising the stakes and I'm eating them too. Hitters on deck, what you need them to do? Fuck all that talking, I leave it to you, cause I gotta go, got a meeting at 2. Tell me why all of the shit that you saying don't never match up with that shit that you do. We mobbing and thugging, you bitching and bugging, there's nothing that we got in common. I've been out grinding and hustling, investing this paper, got tired of eating that ramen. All of my music be heat, I ain't missing a beat, I've been blessed with impeccable timing. Watch all them people who friendly, it turn into envy whenever they see that you shining. Okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces bustin' out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying to play, they be paying for pussy, my nigga, I'm paying my dues. They cannot see me unless I'm on TV in times when they happen to turn on the news. I am not worried about shit but the money, cause you cannot buy shit with all of them views. I've been on 10 like 4th grade, same nigga but I'm more paid. Lame niggas throwing more shade, but you know it don't faze me. I'm blowing out gas to the hole with hazy, with a new chick cause my old bitch crazy. Just a young player that the west side made me, but how could you blame me and how could you tame me? You can't pop in that pussy, you claim you a saint. Do what they can and they hate what they ain't, but I am the greatest, that ain't for debate. Raising
You talking about people being truthful? Truthful? The truth. You will probably literally like people will cry if they knew the truth. Like literally cry, like cry, cry. I look at it I feel sorry for her because I know Darrell over there. Like I would cry. I feel bad. I feel bad. Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Stop calling me. Hello. Hello. Oh, I'm on live. I thought you was calling me to tell me to get off live. No, I'll call you back. How am I going outside? Because I'm not sitting here telling everything happens. That in marriage, you've never been married, you wouldn't understand the bond that's supposed to be between two people. You wouldn't understand that. You wouldn't understand. Hold on, what you say? Listen, listen. I know what people care about. That man, he cares about what y'all think. I don't care about what y'all think. Like, not, unfortunately, not trying to be funny. I appreciate my fans and people that are actually my fans and that love me. You understand? But I don't care what people think. Can't nobody with a revolving door on they I'm for the streets. I've been with the same man. I was with the same man for almost 20 years. Can't nobody tell me I'm for the street and make me feel some type of way? Are you crazy? Can't nobody tell me, oh, you fucked it. It's so funny watching people like, you had, he's only had one wife. The only person that can tell y'all if he's a good husband or not. And when he was, I told y'all that. I told y'all that. When she was cool, when she was right, when I put it with it, being. When it's not, when it wasn't, I ain't say nothing. I dealt with it. I dealt with it. I ain't never met a bitch. I've been waiting for somebody to just use a little bit of common sense. I ain't never met a female who has a perfect dude that takes care of her, helps her financially, emotionally, physically, is there for you, treat you like this wonderful thing, right? And you just say, you know what? I don't care. Fuck this whole shit. Who cares? Nobody. Everyone looks so much happier now. Girl,
Hello, this is We-On-Loc Nation. Just going over the Papoose Remy mob. Still going toe to toe at it. I mean, she's just she kind of reckless with it. Carissa is reckless with it, but in the middle of all this, it's one man. So I'm just going through the motions, and I don't really like to do celebrity gossip because at the end of the day, it's two women fighting over one dude at the end of the day. And I thought for certain that this was actually going to work. between Remy Ma and Papoose, but things happen, unfortunately. People are saying that she's for the streets because she cheated on Papoose not once but twice. She's saying that, he ain't taking care of his kids, or whatever, whatever, whatever. And that Carissa's going to be the victim because she's a little old. She's a little younger. Carissa is 30 years old. Papoose and Remy Ma are in their 40s. This is, I mean, to me, this is crazy, but I'm going to let it continue.
Girl, man, don't nobody fall in love faster than somebody with nowhere to stay. The the I literally told him every time your current come up says my name or does something that I feel is trying to attack me in any type of way, I'm gonna drag you. Dragging. And I haven't even been dragging them. Bad enough, you got my daughter's mom out here looking crazy because you refuse to tell people, hey, me and Ram haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing, your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see. They'll see. I seen one of these. She was like, she said there was others. Who are they? I want to know. Do your own work. Mm-mm. No. But
I
why
don't know.
she out at me? Well, out at me because you laugh, and I know he cares about his. I was being told, you want me out? You want me out? Call police. Call police. Call your brother. Call your brothers. My what? Body over here, Emily. Jason Lee. What? Nah. Nah. I'm tired of anybody that I sit next to. Oh, that's her new boyfriend. Oh, she's on boyfriend number 4. How the have a boyfriend when I have a lawyer. I have a lawyer. She has been retained since last year. Since last year. Because the original plan was like, you know what? You do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. We said we was gonna raise our daughter a certain way, you know. And we gonna figure out how to live in the same house and whatever, whatever. But then they felt like they could control what I do, but do whatever they want to do. When they tried to do, when it came to my event and make a scene, if y'all really look back, this didn't come from me. I'm not pushing, Jason. I'm not pushing the edge. I'm sitting on my couch, waiting for the pool people to come clean the pool because I'm letting the girls have a pool party for Memorial Weekend. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm a mother. I'm with my daughter all the time. I don't just pick her up once a month, if that, and then run the social media and post it to make it seem like I'm the parent of the year. I've seen my daughter more than 3 times this year. I see every day. She's here. Nobody's taking my phone. She's here. Okay. I I'm not, and let's be clear, nobody's scared of nobody. All of that tough talk, nobody. All that tells me that I'm coming at you way different than I come at anybody else. Like nobody. This should be no ill feelings at all. Especially in my advice. My advice was like, hey, if you move on with somebody and that person wants to be with you and y'all planning a family together and all that, you can't come. You can't come and talk crazy to me. How? Your future kid possibly is going to be related to my kid. What you doing? Stop. You understand what I'm saying? There's no ill feelings on either side, and no, and I'm not emotional. I'm not. I'm very calm. And when I call him, I'm like, yo, why don't you do this and this? We don't gotta be like this. Bad enough, you got, yeah. One day, my daughter's gonna get older because my son is already grown. All of our other kids, I don't even know if they're my kids anymore because all of our other kids, they're grown. They're the same age as your girl. They're the same age. DJ was born in 95. She was born in 96. So I know how to deal with people of this age. You understand? Like I'll be like, damn, like call me. Like if you ever really want to have a hard time, I'm not even gonna bash nobody. I'll tell you the truth. Somebody said, oh, you first of all, it's not about loving somebody, hating somebody, giving somebody, oh, got clout because of you. Listen, I know what I needed to do. There was no way. It's my house because I paid for it. All 1 million.3, whatever I paid.
Well, that was her side, right? But because I wanted to play her side, I wanted to be fair with it. So now let's hear it from the man himself, Mr. Papoose.
I go to where I got an idea where they at. When I walk in the room, they in there lovey-dovey. They in there all lovey-dovey. Mind you, she been lying, saying she ain't with the nigga. She don't deal with him. All this corny shit, right? I see the lane. Y'all already know. Went in his mouth. Off the muscle. What happened was, he thought I came to talk. He thought I was about to talk. Ain't none of that. We don't do that. Mom! Right in his mouth off the muscle. Whooped him out. Dead on his feet. Hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. I know. Everybody telling me I shouldn't talk about this, but this nigga's a lame. Do what you got to do. He hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. Stomped him out and all that. Bad. Hole in my knuckle, everything. But like I told you, I didn't do that because he slept with my wife. I did that because you shook my hand and then slept with my wife. What I didn't tell y'all is, through this entire ordeal of her cheating with this lame, I started to notice that he had something on her. And I felt like he was blackmailing her. I always felt like he was blackmailing her. Just because the way she was moving and behaving. So I'm gonna play an audio for y'all in his own words, admitting to blackmailing her.
He got receipts. Okay.
Listen to this. So this got sent to me because he's on the phone with one of his people running his mouth. They recorded it and sent it to me. But this is him on the phone. Let me just play it. Hold on. Now, I started back. She's staying out on days my daughter got to go to school. She's my daughter's calling. She's not answering the phone. I'm calling. She's not answering when she with this lane. Then she's with this lane for days at a time. It's like crackhead behavior. I'm like, yo, something is wrong. Are they using drugs or something? Like, what's going on with her in this lane? So I brought it to her attention. I said, yo, listen, if he's blackmailing you, if he's holding something over you, let me know, and we can handle that. We can handle that too. I brought that to her attention. But everything I'm telling y'all is not, it's just throughout the audition. So I bring it to her attention. I say, yo, let me know if this dude is blackmailing you, we can handle it. And she wouldn't say it. But then while she out with the lame and me and my daughter's home, because that's who was always with her every night while this was going on, she'd send me a random text. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm a bad wife. I still got all these texts. I still got all these texts, so I don't even know why she's doing this. Oh, I know I'm a bad wife. I'm so sorry. She's saying things like that. And I'm like, damn, this is not like her. So maybe this dude holding something on her. I'm going to play the recording right now. This is Delane saying that he's holding stuff over her head.
Yeah, wrong. So far as she saying stuff with me, I believe her. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with that. You know, anything can happen. So that shit will be 3 months, nigga. I don't know for how long it is. I got pictures and pictures and videos of her. That shit gonna blow whenever I say it's gonna go. I'm talking about. I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you do all these shit.
Oh, let me play this again. Can y'all hear the audio? Let me play it again.
Yeah, wrong. So far as she saying she fuck with me, I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with that. But you're right though. Anything can happen. So that shit will be 3 months, nigga. I don't know for how long it is. I got pictures and texts and videos of her. That shit gonna blow whenever I say it's gonna go. I'm talking about where I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you.
Now, bear witness to this. You just heard this lane who she was dealing with since 2022 say in his own voice, I got videos and pictures of us. That's going to go whenever I say so. I don't care if she go back. This cheating going to go when I say so. This is the same recording when he was up there clout chasing. Oh, I'm going to be on Love and Hip Hop. I'm going to get more followers. All of this foolishness, right? I just heard knockout video saying he got videos of her. But let's listen to her telling me that, oh, by the way, one of the reasons why she's so angry at me is because she says, all of this is my fault. Y'all ready for this? I knocked him out. She said, I knocked him out. She had to keep talking to him because she didn't want him to expose things. I highly suspected that they was using drugs together. I heard someone say earlier while she was on live, are you high? She moves very strange. I seen the video where she looked outside herself. I'm not advocating all these stories about me, about this money. When I wrote 90% of your rhymes since I met you, I can type a word from any one of your verses for the past time I've been with you. I wrote like 3 songs on your first album. I can come in my email right now, which has dates on them, 16, 14, and you literally see her lap up. We just heard him admit that he's blackmailing her, right? Now let's listen to her tell me that he's blackmailing, that she would have been stopped talking to him. Since she want to get on here and fabricate and fake big this thing up, have you stopped moving around with him in restaurants? What he was at? Cheese Factory? Matching outfits? Losing the battle on stage, being cooked by this nigga can battle. I don't know this dude, man. Never lost a battle with that. I'm coming this with you since 2022. Clarissa has nothing to do with this. She's very angry because Clarissa is shining like the diamond she is. World-class champion, Olympic winner. Which aired yesterday more being belligerent, being a narcissist, screaming on my phone. Claiming that Clarissa disrespected her. What did she disrespect? Don't have. Am I done with you? I said, She said, you moving forward with the divorce? I said, yes. My attorney, she want to fabricate these stories talking about not retaining an attorney. The last time I spoke to her, the right one, I wanted to get a civilized divorce where we don't have to do none of this shit. She never wanted to do it. She started claiming, when I say she started to claim that, she wanted to get the private divorce. So I said, okay, good. So when she called me the other day to get back yesterday, I became so mad about the rest of, so angry because I finally moved on. She see us living our life. She talking about doing something for the gram, or doing it for this and that. I'm living my life. I lived over moving on along. I just played the audio telling me that he's blackmailing her. Basically saying, but before I want to play the audio, I want to let y'all know that none of this would happen. So one of the reasons why she has so much animosity towards me is because I knocked him out. I'm letting y'all know that right now. That's one. I'm going to tell y'all the other two later. Oh, it gets worse. Hold on. You want to lie. You had the audacity to come on here and make up a fake story and say, oh, my mother called me. How I ever said, come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. First and foremost, you talking about your mother called you about a YouTube video that everybody know they make fake videos on YouTube. Remy's in the hospital. Papoose this, that, person that. Those, we all know those is fake. You just mad because you see us moving on in our life, right? You want to fabricate a story about, and I still say my mother-in-law because me and her had a tight relationship like that. And I would never say anything to disrespect her or anybody in the entire family. You lied and said, I said, go get your brothers. That's cap. Everybody know I'm close. I'm more close to them and show them more love and support than you do. But let's keep it moving. So we already played the audio of the lame, the knockout victim. Soft, didn't even fight back. That's what made me mad. I would have just clipped him and kept it pushing. But the fact that I seen that the nigga was soft when I ran down him, I said, damn, this nigga be talking all this gangster shit and he ain't even gonna fight back. Nigga was like a deer in headlights. But that's another story. Knocked him out. It's no mystery. Had to get a tetanus shot, knocked his tooth out and all that. Hole in my hand, the whole shit. But let me show y'all the audio of her. Check this out. I want y'all to listen to this. Can y'all hear me? Should I play the lame first? Should I play the lame saying that he the knockout victim saying that he's blackmailing her? Let me play her admitting it. But she's angry at me because I knocked him out, y'all. Glass Joe, y'all. We call him Glass Joe. Check it out. But listen to her. I want y'all to bear witness to this because out of the whole situation, this was one of the parts that really bothered me. So that's why I reached out to certain fake friends who I thought would be real, like they say they are, and step up. I try to bring it to their attention. Yo, I think she's being blackmailed. Do me a favor. Just reach out to her. Don't tell her you spoke to me. I just want to know she's okay. She hasn't seen the baby in days. So I said, damn. See if y'all can reach out. But, and I don't want to involve nobody in this because this don't got nothing to do with them and they don't owe me nothing. But when you say you family, you got to live. That's an action. You know what I'm saying? You got to live up to that. But that's neither here nor there. So we played the audio of him admitting that he's blackmailing her. Now I'm going to play the audio. Listen to what she said. And I want y'all to know that this is my ex-wife. We're not married anymore. But at the time, as a married man, I wanted to protect her from being blackmailed. So I told her, if this is going on, let me know. Whatever he's blackmailing you, I'll handle that. And we'll get past it as a family. But she lies so much, you don't know what to believe. So I'm like, damn, she blackmailing? Is he blackmailing her or not? But I want y'all to hear this. Listen to this.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with it, nigga, to make sure you don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck This Nigga.
Team Fuck This Nigga. That's your name, babe, bro. Your name is Team Fuck This Nigga. Hold on. Let's play this again.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with it, nigga, to make sure you don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck This Nigga. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't fucking care.
Mm-hmm.
That is not true. Talking to this nigga.
I would have been stopped talking with this nigga. So she's mad at me. So she's telling me that I'm not. Oh, it's this. Oh, yeah. A man that treat me right. A man that did this and did that. You said that you don't deal with this lame no more. So we got one audio of him saying that he's blackmailing her. For all y'all who didn't hear it, we got an audio of the lame admitting to blackmailing this woman. Listen to this.
So far, she's saying she fuck with me. I believe her. I'm saying, so I'm going with that.
Hold on. Let me get to the thing again. Let me show you the right part, y'all. Bear with me, man. Some bullshit audio.
Think you ever? It's gonna be 3 months, nigga. I don't know how long it is. I got pictures, the texts, the videos of it. That shit is gonna blow whatever I say is gonna go. I'm talking about where I'm saying that shit that no matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you do all these shit.
All right. So
my only issue is why the fuck would she want to get mad? You get mad at what? Oh, shit, it went out.
y'all heard that. And again, we're gonna play her basically saying she's been blackmailed. That's what it sounds like to me. What y'all think?
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with it, nigga, to make sure you don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck This Nigga. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't fucking care.
That is not true.
Talking to this nigga.
That is not true.
I would have been stopped talking to this nigga. So you telling me you got a lame running around here bragging, oh, I'm fucking this wife, oh, the whole shit, right? You got a lame who came in front of me, shook my hand, and my wife, it is what it is. She chose that. She's in the dope. That's not why I knocked you out. I knocked you out because you shook my hand.
Which is a violation, blatant disrespect. We're supposed to be boys or whatever. I understand. I totally understand. I would be in the same position to do the exact same shit. So he's in the right.
But he's on audio saying blackmailing you. So which one is it? Which one is it? You've told me numerous times, deal with him no more. You want to go on and say every day. No, you didn't. Once I left, you started trying to prove to me that you're with the baby and you're doing the right thing. You're doing things that I've always wanted you to do. You just called me the other day and said happy anniversary. I didn't even say that to you, Rem. I didn't say it back to you, because when our 15th anniversary, you didn't want to acknowledge it properly because you was too busy running around doing what you was doing. Now I'm in a space where I moved on. So for who got all these lies to say about me, why is it that you try to call me the other day's happy anniversary? Why is it when I went to my daughter up, you asking me for gifts and things like that? Why is it? Because you're a narcissist. And in the process of you being a narcissist, anything you can't control, you're mad. But you lost the remote. So when somebody loses the remote, they go frantic. See, but what you didn't understand was my loyalty was because I said wedding vows before God, better for worse, richer for poor, sickness and health, death to his part. And I lived that out. I did nothing but take care of you. Every utility in that house to this day right now is under my name. The alarm company called me today. You talking all this money talk, you just paid a cable bill probably within the last 2 weeks out of my account. I had to bail you out of jail when you caught your case. When you had to pay the civil case and we backtracked it. Who account did that come from? Me. You didn't have a dime. Slay warned me. May he rest in peace. He warned me. He warned me. So when you say malicious things about him, now that he's deceased, I know why, because he know the truth. So all of this money talk that you're talking, you're a liar.
Dang.
All you do is lie, very bipolar. Say something 1 minute and she'll say 5 minutes later that she never said it. She will say she never said it. Right now on my phone, and like I told you, I never wanted a penny. I never wanted one dime. All of the music I wrote for her, I never wanted one penny.
I'm gonna get my commentary later, right after this.
I never put my name on a credit. I never did anything. When people said, we know Pat writing that. Oh, you want to go in here and say, oh, I was making music before him. You was. That's why when I started writing it, they saw the difference. You want to talk down upon me. You want to try to assassinate my character. But in actuality, there are people who interact with us. Anybody who ever been around her and never been around me, please step to the front. Am I respectful? Am I considerate? I come from a very big family. I'm very loved. I'm very loved, inside and outside. And guess what? Your family love you too, but you don't love them. You're very cruel to people because you're a narcissist. And you know what? It hurts me that I gotta even say this about you, that I gotta even come on this live and do this. But the fact that you tried to mention my children, the fact that you had the audacity to come on here and say, I haven't seen my daughter, when you didn't allow me to see my daughter. December 14th, when we gave my daughter a birthday party, you came to my attention. We spoke about the party. I said, how much is the party? You told me the amount of the party. You put up your half of the money for the party. I put up my money for my daughter's party. When my daughter's party took place, you had the audacity to send me a text and tell me not to come to my child's party. Why did you do that? Because I moved on and I wasn't sitting in the house watching my daughter while you run around with this lame, come home to me and say you wasn't with him. Why would you be with him? He's so beneath you. When I noticed that you probably can blackmail because you're such a liar, I tried to protect you like I always protected you. You want to make it, you want to go on the gram, you want to play games about me knocking him out, that's a small thing. That wasn't the first time you saw me in action.
Salute.
But you know what? Like I said earlier, there's 3 reasons why she started to have so much animosity towards me. One was because I knocked him out. And it wasn't because she cared about his well-being. It was because she had been, as a celebrity, as a famous person who could be a role model if she wanted to, she has been behaving in a very, should I say promiscuous? Should I say promiscuous? She has been behaving in a very, not in everybody. And people allow it because some of them are groupies. Some of them, some people know, but they act like it's not happening. What person would be in a marriage with a loving husband, being taken care of, bills paid, and cheat? You know what person would do that? You. Everything would be fine, and you would still violate. Because you know why? You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. That's one of the main problems with you. I could sit up here and run through your body count, but that's not what I'm going to do, because I'm not here to tear you down, and I'm not here to disrespect you. I'm not here to do that. But the fact that you mentioned my children and you fabricated after you have already been documented and recorded, telling the truth about how I supported you when you was away, telling the truth about our entire time together. But it wasn't good enough for you to move on and be an adult after you cheated. And I gave you numerous opportunities to stop the cheating. We went to a therapist. Why come on here and lie and say we haven't slept together since 2022? Why come on here and make it seem like that's true? We never had an agreement. Oh, you be with who you be with and I be with. We never had an agreement. All we had was you lying, saying that you're not with him. Why would you deal with him? That's all we had. And when I found out the truth that you were with him, you said, let's go to therapy. And I agreed. Then we made an agreement with the therapist. You violated the agreement again. So when I caught him, I knocked him out. Wherever I would have saw him at, I would have knocked him out. You so mad at me because I knocked him out at your event. Anywhere I saw him at, he was getting put down. And I told you this. I still got the messages telling you this. So all of this fabrication, all of these stories about me, my children, all of these stories about money. I paid every bill in that household. I did nothing but buy you gifts. It's photos and everything of it. It's all on my page. Never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. They hiding from something. It's still there. Me buying her gifts. All that materialistic. If you notice, her entire thing was about materialism. Just fabricating. She just recently told me she don't got no money. So what you talking this money talk? Hey, this is what I got in my account. Let's keep it a buck. So you want to fabricate these stories. I don't have to fabricate to impress anybody. Everybody knows I'm a hard worker. Everybody know I came from the bottom. Everybody know I went from artist, transition to executive. All of the times y'all see me support this woman, any song, any video she dropped, show me one post of her saying, subscribe to TuneCore. Show me one. Just show me one. Show me one, guys. Every month, single month, as the year progressed, the producers and the artists grew higher and higher and higher. By the time I got to the end of the year and I caught that feature with Lil Wayne, she ain't come home no more. She started staying out. There are people very close to you. When you did that, they said, Pat, we know her for a long time. Don't pay her no mind. She's only doing that to throw you off of your grind. She see you finally about to be successful again, bro. It's been a long time. You deserve it. You know what she did? Start staying out, not coming home.
Who do you believe? You believe Remy Ma or you believe Papoose? Put it in the chat.
So I could go on and on about her. She could fabricate any lie she want about me. Any lie she could fabricate. And you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. So all of this money talk on that aspect, that's cap. You talk about me buying you gifts. You try to say in the past, oh, he don't buy gifts. That's documented. You walk around with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of jewelry that I bought every single day. You talking this jewelry talk. First and foremost, I have a cash business. So there's numerous times where I cashed you out and you went and bought things. With my money. With my money. You want to talk about property? We bought this house together. We bought it together. We bought it together. I wrote one of your biggest records, man. One of your biggest hits. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's so sad. But like I said earlier, the fact that you chose to mention my kids, that's why I responded on this video. As far as the divorce, like I said, she never wanted to get a divorce. She never wanted a divorce, that's correct. And she didn't want to do it peacefully, like two adults, because the attorneys brought to my attention, if you guys agree, the divorce could be private. But if you don't agree, it gets messy. I brought that to her attention. She never wanted to do it. Just recent, And I say within the past few weeks, she's been saying that she wanted to do it civilized way. So we had a plan. She said she wanted to go to a mediator. She wanted to go to a mediator. She wanted to work it out. She even tried to tell me, like I told you yesterday, she started asking me, are you done with me? Are you done with me? I said, is that even a question? I'm going forward with the divorce. Yes.
Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, hit that like button. Smash it. Smash it.
Now I wake up to this morning. Very strange. So what I'm saying to y'all is the reason why this is happening because you mentioned my children and you lied. You cheated with this lame since 2022. You cheated with numerous others before that. And you know it's true. You know it's true. You know it's true.
Millie Vanilli.
Look at the comments. They know what I wrote. I wrote tons of her music. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. I wrote probably like 3 songs on her first album. If I listen to it, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. And when you listen to it, y'all know my pen. But that's neither here nor there. That's not why I came here. The only reason why I'm mentioning that is because you fabricated. You fabricated and you talked about my children. And as a father, I was not going to allow that. I've allowed you to do what you've been doing all of this time, and I said nothing. I said nothing. She got mad at me because I went live and said I didn't knock this lame out. Oh, it's not just the two. I said, Rem, whatever I got to do to assist you, I'm going to do it. Oh, no, but it's not just us. What the hell you mean it's not just us? Who is this nigga? Very bitter because I moved on, because I finally moved on. I got tired of sitting there tolerating it. And I was there for my daughter, but I started to realize that my daughter didn't need to see me like that. She didn't need to see her father when she got to come in another room to visit me now, when we all used to sleep together as a family. I started to realize that. I said, you know what? I would rather her see me how she's supposed to see her dad, on his feet, doing the right thing, not sitting in here tolerating somebody who constantly stabbing me in my back. So I decided to move on. And as far as the divorce, the reason why I filed today was because, like I said, me and her just spoke. And I told her, I'm going to go Saturday and speak to my attorney. After I speak, I'll be ready to do the mediation, you know what I'm saying? Or for the mediator. But since she's so upset, because if you pay attention, Clarissa has a fight coming up. Clarissa's out here shining like the diamond she is. And she's mad. She's bitter that I moved on. So she wanted to go on social media today and fabricate. You come on the live talking about, oh, my mother went on YouTube and she said, are you in the hospital? Dumb fake hospital videos is old as hell. You just wanted an excuse to come up here and be malicious and make up lies. Let's keep it a buck. That was pathetic. This year on the live talking about, pay attention, y'all. Go back to the live and watch this. Oh, don't call me. No, y'all, don't call me. What Ed Lover say? Come on, son. Come on, son. Nobody was calling you. Nobody was calling you. Picked up the phone and said, no, don't call me. Oh, I thought you was calling me about that. They ain't even know she was live, y'all. Your bullshit and your tactics is not relevant. If you look at Cardi B video, when she went when she was talking, I think she went live about her husband or whatever, because I don't want to get in their business. But during her video, she was like, nobody call me. Nobody call me. You up here, and you want to imitate that, man. You're not Cardi B, man. Let's keep it a buck. This is how phony you is. Yes, she did. She on the live saying, oh, don't call me, no. But she picked up the phone. Oh, I thought she was calling me about that. Nobody was calling me about that. They didn't care. Nobody cared about that. But this is the fabrication and the fakeness. This is the fakeness. You just needed an excuse to do that. You've been telling me for the longest, when I knocked them out, oh, I'm gonna make you lose your job. That's the first thing that came out of my mouth. Like I said earlier. it, never supported it. All the support y'all seen. And mind you, I don't want y'all to take my word for this. It speaks for itself. So document it. Never let these celebrities who you support spend money on, follow their journey, open their mouth when something bad happens to tell you. You don't know me. You don't know my real life. Yes, they do. I documented when my child was born in front of them. I documented the wedding. I documented visiting you. So these people been following our journey for a long time. They say that because they don't want you to believe your eyes. Y'all seen it, y'all. Everything y'all seen was true. Y'all seen the entire journey of us. And throughout that journey, what did y'all say? What did y'all notice? Y'all seen support. Y'all seen loyalty. Y'all seen authenticity. Y'all seen my daughter be born. I welcomed y'all into the delivery room. It was all documented. Now you want to lie to these people and rewrite history and say, he didn't support me, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. You're a damn liar. I had to pack up your house that you was renting when you caught the kid. I had to relocate and get a condo close to the prison so I could visit you. You change the facts of what happened? Really? Why? Because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock some lame out who deserved it. You don't shake no man hand and sleep with his wife. When you had to pay the civil suit, I paid that. I left from overseas. I had another show. I was on tour. I skipped out of my show, flew back here. They said, Pat, what you doing? You got another engagement. You're contracted to do this. I said, I gotta go, man. Remy need me. Anybody who was on tour with me, please step to the front. I flew back and bailed you out. I flew back and bailed you out. Because that's what real people do, didn't it? But another individual, you know, another reason why I had to bail you out, because you didn't have the money. You didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna bring Joe in a minute. I'm not even gonna bring them in it. But your relationship wasn't what it was at the time. You burnt all your bridges. I was wondering at the time, damn, why nobody rock with her? Why nobody supporting her? Why everybody turning their back?
Wait, she
because you
burned
burn
her
your
bridges with Joe? Fat Joe? Oh shit. I'll get my commentary.
That's why I should have knew. That was a flag. That was a red flag. Your family love you. I tell you all the time. But do you love them back? Who do you love? You love everybody. Putting bad ideas, bad concepts, bad advice in your ear. Let's keep it real. But the fact that you mentioned my children, I cannot let that ride. Because I stand on that. You want to fabricate stories. Like I ain't bring you 35, I'm sorry, pardon me, y'all, 30 to 31 pounds of food every month. For the entire 6 years, you was incarcerated. You want to fabricate stories. Like I didn't come to reconcile with my mother and your mother, who are two great, amazing women. Both of them. Love their families, take care of their families. Like we didn't know come there so we could have a wedding. When that whole key situation transpired, like I didn't go through that storm with you. Like I wasn't in the courtroom fighting officers over your situation. So, you know, you're very ungrateful. And it's sad to say, I don't want to disrespect you as a woman, but you're a narcissist. I wish I didn't have to come on this live and do this, but I had to do it. I had to do it.
Is that nigga crying? Is he crying?
Everything, as far as my clothes, guess what, y'all? When I left, I didn't want nothing.
I thought he was crying.
I didn't care about the clothes. I said, I don't care about nothing. get your clothes, bro. I said, nah. I
I thought that nigga was
I
crying.
did not want it. I didn't want no clothes. Keep it. Keep it. I just needed to leave, man. Because like I said, I didn't want my when I get off live, I'll call you back.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. He definitely looks divorced. He definitely looks divorced. Well, who? Okay, who do I believe? I I'll tell you what I think. First and foremost, thank y'all for coming by. I just think that these two lovebirds are just that, lovebirds, because being in a relationship, going through all the what they went through for 18 years, it means something. But for the simple fact she effed it up for the family, for this for what? For one particular nigga, that Negro, that was trying to gain some type of fame under her name, because he know damn well that Papoose wasn't with certain shit. So, but needless to say, you shake my hand, smile in my face, but then F my wife. Yes, I'm knocking you out straight up. And he proclaiming that he didn't get knocked out. That's what suckers usually say. That's what suckers usually say when they don't want to get embarrassed. It's like you got embarrassed and you're embarrassing yourself. So, but back to these two, I just think these two are still in love with each other, in my humble opinion, and things just turn out not the way it should. Because when you're in a marriage, it's sickness, it's death do you part, through sickness and in health. Yeah, all that other stuff, that's for the bites. It's for the bites. But she said her thing. He said his. Who do you believe? I I don't have a dog in this fight. Other than she lied. She lied, right? But now it's like it is a trip too. It's sad when it's you. It's sad when I catch you in the act. I confront you about it, which he did, and she actually told the truth. She told what happened. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. I may not like it, but I'm gonna forgive you just this once. You do it again, but they're gonna hide the fact, right? And possibly did it another time and another and another and another. And all of a sudden he get numb. He get numb and be like, whatever. He probably ain't that, but people are making it to seem that he could have had effed around on her at any point in time. Possibly, maybe, we don't know. I'm thinking, Papoose is a good guy, right? I don't care what other internet people say. This is my shit. This is We-On-Loc shit. We over here. We here. So anyway, he's a good guy. She seemed to be a good girl at the time. We're all thinking that this could last forever, because think about it. They on the blogs. They on BET Love or something like that, and they holding hands, and it's like, man, they got it, right? Just like Sierra and Russell Wilson. Obviously, that wasn't the case, because she ended up going to the enemy's battle rap or whatever, and he gets toasted, he get cooked, and she's still around the nigga. She's still around the nigga, and then Papoose knocks him out. Right? How is it that you mess up, but then gonna claim victimhood? That was very strange to me, and how this woman came across, it was very telling. It was very telling, very sus-ish. But I mean, at this point, it is what it is. They got a divorce, and well, I think they're divorced now. Yeah, they're divorced now. Carissa Shields comes in, and all hell breaks loose. What did Carissa Shields do to you? What is Carissa Shields doing to you? Carissa Shields is minding her own freaking business. Carissa Shields is a champion, a multi champion, a two-time Olympic gold medalist, MMA. She don't want nothing to do with it because number one, anybody who is not if I am a fighter, anybody who is not a fighter, I am not associating with them whatsoever. I don't want nothing that you can say whatever it is you want about me. Just don't put your hands on me. You can say whatever. I could care less. Because number one, you're not a fighter. Number two, you don't know how to protect yourself. Well, there was that charge. Anybody can pick up a gun and get a charge. But a real woman, does she know how to use these properly? Ain't nothing but one woman that knows how to use them, and that's my girl Carissa Shields from Flint, Michigan. Shouts out to Flint, Michigan. So look here. Then the little text, not text messages, IG, DM beef going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then she gonna comment and say some dumb shit like, we could take it to the streets, and it's like, shut up, Remy, shut up. You New York bras are something else. Just because y'all from New York, what is that supposed to mean? Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, I don't give a Staten Island, I don't give a fuck where you're at. A woman like Carissa Shields whooping your ass, that's like a death sentence. I am bold enough to say that her hands are registered as lethal weapons. She can end up going to jail fucking your ass up, and all you're gonna do is sue, and you're gonna be hurt and all this other stuff, and then you're gonna blame Papoose for it. Should have kept your mouth shut, but it's like, whatever. You got an ego. You got a massive ego. So does she. She has a right to have an ego. You don't. But anyway, they going back and forth, and then she gets mad at Papoose. Papoose, mind you, hasn't said anything until last night or the night before. So he said what you already heard. And now moving forward, will this continue? Possibly, maybe. If I'm Carissa, I'm ignoring it. If I'm Papoose, I'm just moving on from the shit. So I'm not bugged by it. I'm not bugged by it at all. I just wish them the best of luck. Act like two sensual adults and get the shit, get whatever it is out the way. Don't ever talk to each other again. But again, to me, I just think that They really love each other, and shit happens. Is it when the devil come walking in, he sees that you're happy, and devil don't like happiness. He wants sad, sorrow, misery, and somehow in between that, misery struck a wedge between Papoose and Remy Ma. Papoose ended up with somebody else. It is what it is. So I wish them the best of luck. Guys, give me a few minutes. I'm preparing for the next segment. This one, I don't even want to deal with this shit, but due to the catastrophe of this shit, I really got to get something off my. I really got to get this shit off my chest. I really got to get this shit off my chest. So give me a minute. Okay. The whole Anissa, the whole Anissa thing has got to is it's getting on my nerves. The whole Anissa need. I'm going about a limb here, and I'm just gonna say, for the sake of everyone, and I'm gonna be careful with my words when it comes to Anissa because that's E5's daughter, Dr. Umar Johnson's daughter. I'm gonna be careful with my words, and I'm just gonna say this: Anissa really needs to sit down. She needs to sit down. She needs to get out of her mama's house. She needs to save up how much ever money she has and just move out. You're still living with your mother, move out. You're 23 years old. It's time for you to pack your bags and hit Calvary because what you're doing is not getting your father's attention. The only way to get your father's attention is to call him, write him, do something. But people are going to out me and talking about why does she have to do everything. Shut the hell all the way the fuck up. She is a grown ass woman. If she wants this much attention, she's going to have to reach her father. She is. He's tried and failed at it. And I wonder, and it proves why. This proves why.
Welcome back to the channel. Shout out to TikTok, YouTube. I'll be posting this everywhere. All right, guys. Nisha the GOAT. She says Philly is funny as bid. North Philly, Dr. Umar's daughter. Dr. Umar Johnson. I don't know how I found out about him, but and he even came to my alma mater here in Little Rock, Philander Smith College at HBCU in 2017, and I missed it. I don't know what I was doing. So probably something I didn't have no business, but I won't miss no more. Black kings forever, snow puppies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Y'all know that's his motto. Now, this is his daughter, but wait a minute. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, Dr. Umar's daughter kisses a white man. Nisha. Nisha. Now, your daddy offered you to spend your birthday with you. He was gonna take you out to lunch, dinner, or whatever. He don't want to do none of this. He don't want your relationship to be for the streets of the social media and the YouTube and all of that and the Instagram, the TikTok. He wants to just talk to you, and you're grown now. Your mom can't stop you. Why you? Why? Black Kings forever. This is Dr. Umar. He's building the school, and it will open one day. I'm still donating. Yes, I am, because I can. Y'all, this is what's going on right now tonight. And if Dr. Umar has something to say, this is probably what he'd say.
So that's one incident. There's multiple incidents. Uh, Number one, there's I thought you were gay, but now she's sleeping with multiple or not sleeping. She got into a fist fight with a random person. Film that. She's kissing a white man, and one minute she's gay, and then in the next minute, it's like you want to kiss a white man. Okay, if that's so much the attention that you want, fine. But please, by all means, stop calling yourself Dr. Umar's daughter. So stop calling yourself that. Because number one, you clearly do not want a relationship with your father. You just don't. You do not. For number two, but no, let me stay on this. Because if you did, you need to clean up your fucking act. You would not be going around gyrating and parading like a freaking weirdo and having these other weirdos online interview you, ask you all types of stupid ass questions that had none of your fucking business. They just want to get to you to hurt him. All right? If you really want to get his attention, you'll stop with the online antics. You really would. But no, you going around doing this, doing that, and you're thinking it's in your favor. What I'm telling you, and I'm telling you so you'll know, Umar's been doing this for years. You're just now coming on on this app, don't know shit from Shinola, just people just asking you random questions, you not knowing anything but what your mother told you. I'm telling you, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. You already got hurt. You already got smashed by Tommy. You already got used and abused by Cynthia G and the Umar sector, which I don't know why the hell would you want to go to a low life sector as in the Umar sector. I don't know why. There's just a bunch of low lives. But anyway, some of them anyway. I'm contemplating if I even want to have a conversation with you. I'm contemplating that. For the respect for your father, I chose to stay away. I chose to stay away because literally this is none of my business. And it shouldn't be anybody else's business. But you on the internet trying to make it everybody else's business with your antics. Got into a fist fight, you getting beat up. You saying that I'm still trying to figure out what's next. What is next? You trying to go big, trying to go to the centers. You're trying to go big. You're trying to go, what's that? I don't even know who that lady is, but she's one of the most, she's a famous YouTuber, but one of the most despicable people I've ever seen in my life. what she literally, but Tommy, why would you go on Tommy's page knowing what he's all about? He's mentioned your father. He's mentioned your father numerous of times. Why would you even do that? And I have to respect Anton on this. He said he wasn't even going to entertain you by putting you on his platform. I have to grant him that. I ain't granting him any more than that. But people who just want the scoop just to hurt him because of what he's doing or what he is trying to do is pathetic. It's pathetic in itself. If I decide to even engage in a conversation, you have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth, or else they ain't no talking. You know damn well your mother kept you away from your father. You know damn well, and then all that abuse and all that abuse shit. I may not know your father personally. I may not know your father entirely. But I know this much. He is a real stand up guy. He just has an ego like you do. He has an ego. His head is big in a sense. I don't know how to word it, but needless to say, he's his own man. And I really don't have a problem with that because he has everything under control, pretty much, for the most part. He just got to open up the school at some point. But I'm not tripping on that. What I am tripping on is why you won't have a relationship with your daddy that is off script, offline. I'm nearly telling these people, this is none of your concern. Why would you need content that bad? You need content so bad. I'm not talking about her. You need content so bad that you are literally going to interview this woman. How much did she ask? How much did you pay her? How much did you pay her? All that stuff that she's talking about. I'm not gonna interview anybody unless you give me like 1,000. I don't know. I forgot how much it was. You done lost your damn mind. But I mean, this is quite sad. Y'all remember this?
What do you all think Dr. Umar Johnson thinks about this? You know, he's against that lifestyle. So he says, oh my, could this be the issue that's been holding up the relationship?
Real shit, I'm not straight. I am a lesbian. I am gay. I do not talk to niggas. I don't associate with niggas. I have male friends. I have platonic relationships. I am not straight. I am a lesbian. Like, I'm labeling myself. I am a lesbian. I want a girlfriend. That's it. I do not talk to y'all niggas. Y'all weird as shit. And I got my eyes on a couple studs. I want y'all. I need y'all. I need that. Need that. Gotta have that. So when I get my hair done and my lashes done on Saturday, my nose already done. I probably get my toes done. I'm coming at all y'all. Because I can get whoever the fuck I want. I get money, pretty as shit. I got shit going on. I could get whoever the fuck I want. So I want a girlfriend. I am officially gay. And I'm going to be at Pride next week too.
That's crazy. That is bona fide crazy. Well, there you have it. There you have it. But it's people do what they want. People do what they want to do. If they don't, if I don't know, what do y'all think? Do you think it's time for me to just suck it up and just try to have that conversation with her? just to see, just for the sake of. I mean, I could have done it a long time ago, but I'm thinking this is none of my business. This is none of my concern. I do not want to have that conversation. It's just unnecessary. I am not the father of that child. Even though she's a grown adult, I'm not the father of her. That's not my child. She's not a child. She's living with her mama. I'm sorry. Anybody that lives with you live with your mama, you are considered a child, or a grown boy, or a grown little girl. I mean, you might have issues, you might have financial issues, and you may be going to school, but you are still considered in the eyes of your mother her baby. It's always in the eyes of the beholder, you are still her baby. So she ends up going on DJ Witch Doctors. I have no issue with DJ Witch Doctors. I disagree with what he did or what they did. So it was what it was. Let's speak out. What the fuck is over? Wait, is it speaks out? Everything changed. Oh, this is something that I didn't know about. Fuck wrong with that? It's like these little trolls ain't got no life whatsoever. And you wonder why there's a pole in the middle of the living room of her apartment. You wonder why. That's,
There
So
he goes.
must have picked. Where Kiva went? Would have joined.
Material
She
good.
must not be on there.
What's up, Cup? Cup
A
got
little
time.
scary.
did she just try to twerk at that time? Did she just try to? Yeah, no wonder why. No wonder why the good doctor didn't take you out on your birthday. You just don't know how to act.
Cup got time
This
tonight.
man is sick.
And you just want a conversation. You are
What's
a
up,
liar.
Ali?
And then she said, you should never be too busy for your daughter. When have I ever been too busy for you? When have I ever been too busy for you? You should never be too busy for your daughter. When have I ever been too busy for you? And that takes me to the evil vegan. Because the evil vegan put a post up a couple years ago.
Hey Maya.
To the evil vegan put a post.
Hey Nah.
And we're going to get to her in a minute. And she said, he doesn't see his daughter. And I'm paraphrasing, but she said, that somebody said it to me. It was on her Facebook, I think. And she said, He doesn't see his daughter.
Come on now. And he know sometimes I just want you to see. Well, let's watch Meatball Story. She is so
Down here, I'll be needing some pictures.
put him in the ground.
I like these right here.
Yeah.
Hospital before for suicide. It's nothing new. Like people be needing a break. I don't understand. But all right, Charlie, I'm about to get off live, girl. DM me your number.
What? Oh, you have no. Look at this. No life. Yeah.
Oh, you declined it. Come on, bro.
Yeah. You do need your daddy. I'm just gonna say this outright. You do need your father. You need your father, and you need your father immediately. You willing to go through all that just to gain some type of attention, and there's no hope. There's no hope for you. You're just gonna be another YouTuber. It's not gonna mean anything that your your father's name is not gonna mean anything. It's just not. You you're doing too much. You're doing way too much, in my opinion. You're just doing way too much. When you ended up on DJ Wish, I mean, they literally are trying to pick your damn brain and don't even know the whole scoop, don't even know any facts other than what you're telling. Oh, excuse me, other than what your mom has told you. You see, you weren't even born yet, and all this shit went down before you were born, before you were even included. Umar was making clips back then about your baby mom or about your mother. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I do apologize. He was making clips back then of how crazy your mother was. No disrespect. And then I don't want to get into the situation about your grandfather. I don't want to get into that. All I know, all I know is they don't like each other. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But if you really truly needed your father, why didn't you just go over his mother's house? That's what I would have done. I would have done any and everything. Right. I don't give a damn if he was right around the corner. Right around the corner. I don't give a damn if he was 10 miles, 10, 20, 30 miles away from me. You need a relationship, and he needs to unlock some shit. He needs to just drain some shit from you, because it's getting ridiculous. I don't want you to get hurt. I do not want you to get hurt, and I don't want people to continuously drag you. I mean, you have some people who are supporting you, but you got those individuals who will definitely drag you, who will call you all types of names. It is not necessary. What Tommy did was not necessary at all. I got upset when he was calling you out your name. Just upset. But he don't care. He does not care. He does not care. Not one damn bit. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. I don't even know what else to say at that point, because it's quite crazy, and it's quite terrifying. It's quite it's sad what's happening to you. Really. You know, you need your father in your life, and you need to get away from your mother. You really need to get away with your mother. You need a relationship with your father, and you need a relationship with your sister. I do agree. I do agree that you do need a relationship with your sister. So what would I? There will be certain things that I would say, right? There are certain things that I would say as far as um, if I were in the position to talking with her one on one. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it was on Antes. Let me see. Let me check Antes. Let's check Antes. Here was it there? Nope. No. Shout out to the New York Knicks. I didn't think the New York Knicks would get it this year. I did not know that the New York Knicks were going to get it this year. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. Finally. Finally. But at any rate, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing else to say on that. I wish you the best of luck. Um, if it gets to you, if somebody accidentally clips what I fairly doubt it, but if somebody clips this part of the video and sends it to you, and if you want to have a conversation, we can. But I just think seriously, it's time for you to stop acting crazy. Stop acting crazy and have a relationship with your dad. And leave all these unnecessaries alone. Leave all these YouTubers alone. Just leave it alone. Yeah, I hated to see you. I hated to see you cry. Um, I don't know if that was fake or not, but you're really hurting, and I understand. I understand the deal. I understand it, but this ain't this ain't it. You, Lisa, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Now, I'm not saying that he is a true. He's a what's the proper word? I'm not saying that he's a deadbeat father, but because there's no fucking way that you pay all this fucking child support. He's been in your life, whether you want to realize that or not. The man's been in your life. It's just that sometimes you put up with so much shit with the mother, you just had to just take a break. I didn't know it was going to be a very long break. I mean, I would not do that. Me personally, I would not do that to my children if I had an issue with my baby mother. I would not do that. But at the same damn time, you piss me off and you think I am not an authority. I'm not only a loving, disciplinary father, a providing father, but I ain't got no say. I ain't got no say when it comes to our child. I'm not sitting on no couch waiting on nobody. Give me my child so I can get the hell up out of there. But it was what it was. And that abuse, and again, going to that abuse shit, Umar, you said something about Umar abusing your mother. And I'm like, where's the evidence of this? If she didn't bring it out, then we don't believe you. You need more people. Oh damn! But like I said, that's it. I ain't trying to get in. I wasn't even trying to get involved. When Jay Prince came up, that was the last straw for me. Jay Prince can't even take care of himself half the time. So I don't even know why he was pressing you. This nigga literally can't take care of himself. Along having what, 3, 4 kids, and then he talk about he want another one. He talking about he want another child. But you rarely can keep a job. Someone told me allegedly he worked at McDonald's. I'm like, you had a food cart. Work that damn food cart. But no. I gotta get my food cart to working. I don't know. I don't know. But when it comes to the whole Remy Ma Papoose thing, I wish them the best of luck. When it comes to this, good Lord Jesus. I, I'm sorry. I'm in loss for words because this is so sad. It is sad because I know if it was my daughter, I would have been shamed. It's shameful, but he felt like he got it in the bag, and I kept telling people, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Let's go to something. What is E5 talking about in here? Let me see.
Identity is important, but identity by itself is not a solution. Identity is important, but identity by itself is not a solution. The problem with Black consciousness is we have so many identity addicts. We got people who make you think that if you just identify as a Muslim, all your problems will go away. You have people who will make you think if you just identify as a Hebrew, all your problems will go away. We got people who think that if you just identify as a Christian, all your problems will go away. If you just identify as an African, all your problems will go away. Identity is important, but identity will not change nothing about you. Identity is not by itself sufficient to solve any of your problems. But you have Negroes who are so addicted to their identity crisis. We have so many Negroes who are so addicted to an identity crisis that they never, all they talk about all day long is how you need to be a Moor. You need to be a Moor. You need to be a Moor. You need to be a Muslim. You need to be a Muslim. You need to be a Muslim. You need to be a Hebrew. You need to be a Hebrew. You need to be an indigenous sovereign. You need to be an indigenous sovereign. You need to be a Cherokee Indian. You need to be a Cherokee pretendian. You need to be a Cherokee pretendian. You need to be a freedman. You need to be a freedman. You need to be a freedman. Brothers and sisters, no name is going to change the stain on your political character. No name is going to change the stain on your political character. If you think you can outname oppression, you have lost your mind. Show me a people in world history who were able to end oppression by changing their name. Name me a people who were able to end oppression by changing their name. Name me a people who were able to end oppression by changing their name. Now, let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the point. Imitating the European is spiritual suicide for African people. Imitating the European is spiritual suicide for African people. Imitating the European is spiritual suicide for African people. This is why when you go to college and get your education, this is why when you go to college and get your education, you have to make sure you don't become a European robot. We have too many Africans who want to become European robots. So many of our people are doing nothing but imitating Europeans. Look at our rappers and athletes. All they want to do is imitate the life of the European. Your worth.
Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Focused at all times. Brothers, we must stay focused at all times. It is absolutely consciousness first. You have rappers and athletes and celebrities who imitate Europeans.
That's bullshit.
You're worth $20 million, and all you want to do is imitate white folks.
That is such
You're
bullshit.
worth $100 million, and all you want to do is imitate white folks. You're worth $1 billion.
Wait. I know damn well he used to do this all the time. All the damn time. I mean, I don't mind it. He's a human being just like I am, right? And but half of the shit that he says doesn't even work. It don't work. It don't work for me. I know it don't work for me. I tried it. I tried it plenty of times. Like, consciousness over the cookies. Politics over the punani. I've tried it. It don't work. It does not. Maybe I need some hoodoo. I need some black seed oil, something. Because I can't say the things that he's saying and get away with it. I can't.
Dollars, and all you want to do is imitate white folks. Brothers and sisters, we have that has brainwashed the African in thinking the pursuit of money and materialism is the highest purpose of your existence. Spiritual famine. Spiritual famine. Spiritual famine. African people's purpose on life is not the pursuit of money and materialism. That's ice trauma. That's ice trauma. That's ice trauma. That's ice trauma, brothers and sisters. That's ice trauma. Your life is to create society for African people. Revolution is not just to throw off the chains of slavery. Revolution is not just to overcome white supremacy. Revolution is about the evolution of a consciousness. Revolution is about the evolution of a consciousness that will give birth to a reality for African people that is unlike anything they have ever seen from the European. I'm going to say it again. I'm not fighting just to rid myself of white supremacy. I'm not fighting just to rid myself of white supremacy. I'm fighting because we as a people are so pregnant with the potential to produce a greater human reality that the world has never seen. Brothers and sisters, we can create a civilization greater than having, greater than we book on the Nile Valley. I'm saying that we can create a life for our people that would make the whole world fall down on both, prostrate before the glory of African people. I want you to understand me. I want you to understand me. I want you to understand me, and I want you to overstand me. I want you to understand me. I want you to understand me, and I want you to overstand me. You have in you a divine force, an extension of supreme consciousness. It is in you. And if you can get in touch with that energy in you, you will be able to tap into a force that will give you the ability and the methodology. Because you just can't have the ability, you also got to have the methodology. You just can't have the ability, brothers and sisters. You also got to have the methodology. But you have within you a piece of the divine that if you can touch it and get in touch with your God self, we can give birth to a civilization for African people greater than anything we did in antiquity. We can create a civilization that is so great that the Arab will get on his knees and bow out of respect. The Asian will get on his hands and knees and bow out of respect. The Anglo-Saxon will get on his hands and knees and bow out of respect. The East Indian, the Mexican, will get on his hands and knees and bow out of respect.
White supremacy is about white control, power, and authority. And if it is in the best
that ain't gonna work. But I hope you can hear me. That ain't gonna work. It's gonna work to some capacity, but as of right now, you reach whoever you can reach. Simply put, because some people just disagree with you. They disagree with you in a very tall order, though. Number one, you don't belong to the power structure. My shit keeps going the fuck out. Gotta get any power cord. Give me just one second, and we can all put this to bed. Because I do anything with the whole Anisa thing. I just said my shit and I just did that. But anyway, as far as getting along and having people be one accord with one another, you get what you can. You connect with the people that you can connect with. It is what it is. It is what it is because right now we are so fucking separated. We are so separated from one another. I literally just had a conversation yesterday. I had a conversation yesterday with Mella. And in order for us to succeed in society, we have to get rid of the word nigga. We got to stop saying the word nigga. Us as a group, not them who have issued the word. It is on us because we have to show attrition. Try again. I'll just set an example for you. I'll give an example. Because people just, you get away with white folks get away with murder all the time. But yet it all comes back to, what are we willing to do? Fuck you. You can't even address what's going on right now. You can't address it. You're just gonna go past that. You're gonna gloss over that, huh?
They lie about not using the N-word. If she already said, I use the N-word in private. So no one pretends to use N-word when they don't. So I actually didn't think that we needed that confession out of her. For me, as far as the other point here, I don't accept Stephen's analysis here of the donations to the campaign. Even if he is right that people were donating out of some political reaction to our hypersensitivity as a society, that's the wrong person to do it to. Do it to the person that's getting doxxed because they made a mistake 10 years ago. Do it to the person who rapped the N-word, on Gold Digger and suddenly has lost their ability to go to college. There's all kinds of people.
Oh damn. That was wrong. Sorry about that. Sorry.
White people don't lie about using the N-word. They lie about not using.
In today's video, Mark Lamont Hill absolutely destroys Steven Crowder in a heated debate on race.
We're not afraid of the exact context that we're frustrated about, the exact context that we think it's being used in. And so to dump money, almost $800,000 into her coffers, it ultimately rewards her for using that language. Imagine if an arsonist were to set a building on fire, and all three of us agreed that arson should not get the death penalty. I think we probably all agree on that. But if we were to then take $1 million and dump it in their GoFundMe to fund the arsonist's legal defense, and now they get off, is that the right way to do it? Is that the right call? There might be other ways to do it than to fund the person who's done something.
Mr. Crowder has very politely raised his right hand to speak, which I think is a rare example of good manners on this program. So, Stephen, your response.
Well, it's the Canadian. I mean, actually, Dr. Hill and I have go a while back on Fox News. And like I said, he's always been a gentleman. And I do accept I saw him on a podcast later explaining that he didn't know who the guest was going to be. This is after the fact. And I have a much greater understanding now. I also get it. I will say, great, now do stabbing. And I think I know what the answer is going to be. Can we both, if we want to find common ground here, agree that, yeah, we really find ourselves at a weird point in this country when a bunch of people are giving to a lady who yells the N-word at a 5-year-old, and a bunch of people are giving to someone who is famous for no other reason than allegedly stabbing an innocent person? I know that we'll say it's because innocent until proven guilty, but this is the information that we have on both of these scenarios at this point in time. And what I'm discussing is the prescription moving forward. And one final thing. Here's the point that I was making that you didn't show in that clip too, was saying that it's racist for someone to say they would prefer to live in a predominantly white neighborhood, or they would prefer to live in their neighborhood, which is not black, I believe is what they said. And I don't believe it was necessarily her. I believe it was a man on the panel who said that, but you do. And I'm not going to attribute racism in your heart because only 4% of the population where your place in Los Angeles is black. I think we need to stop attributing and imbuing hatred, and I think we need to stop empowering them. But we do find ourselves at a point in this country where neither of these give, send, goes would have blown up if it existed 10 years ago. Why? How'd we get here?
Now, Crowder tried to frame the backlash against the women caught shouting the N-word at a child as a case of hypersensitivity and made it all about the cultural shift toward cancel culture. But Mark rightly called out how twisted that defense is. This wasn't someone caught up in a lyric or a slip from years ago. This was a grown adult using a racial slur toward a black child in real time. That's not a nuanced issue, that's open racism. And as Mark pointed out, donating nearly $800,000 to this woman.
There was a man today, or I think it was, yes, some white man literally was drunk or whatever, but that's no excuse. Shouting the N-word, right? Just shouting the N-word. Wow, just at random, just shouting the N-word for no reason. People trying to like calm him down, but literally he had too much alcohol, and the next thing you know, somehow he ended up on the floor. And when the cops grabbed a hold of him, somehow his shirt got ripped off. Somehow he was being beat up. And now all of a sudden he's the victim. No. See, and in this case, white folks are literally trying to highlight it and critique that cancel culture is, you know, if it wasn't for this and it wasn't for that, what's up, Dark Lake? If it wasn't for this and if it wasn't for that, it's like blah 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 blah. None of this shit would exist. What the fuck does that have to do with a 5-year-old boy being called that word? What does it have to do with anything?
Woman isn't a neutral gesture. It's a political statement. It's rewarding racism under the guise of anti-cancel culture. It's like throwing a parade for bad behavior just because you hate being told what's not acceptable. Crowder's whole "we should stop attributing hatred" fact is, hate crimes in the US have arson was spot on. Support
different scenario, but how we got here, I think the same blame can be attached to how we got here to what is going on with the reaction to Joe Biden's health news. I made a point last night on X when that story broke. I was staggered by the instantaneous mockery, abuse, glee, ecstasy, desire for him to die that poured out in response to my tweet revealing this news about him having aggressive advanced stage 4 prostate cancer metastasizing to his bones, which is clearly an incredibly serious situation for a man of his age. And I just made the point that the guy's served his country for 50 years. Whatever you think of it, this is the moment just to wish him well, isn't it? The answer was no, and has carried on being no for the next 24 hours in the most stunningly abusive, horrific, ghastly manner, totally inhumane to me. And I think the common theme, Stephen, of the two things is social media. Social media has, I think, inflamed social and racial tensions to a point where people just don't think the normal rules of society apply. They can be as disgusting and inhumane and racist and sexist and whatever they want to be as they like, with no accountability in almost every case. And we've become almost neutralized to that kind of thing. And part of the problem is that when people like you and me, and Mark, I'm sure,
you're talking about the white guy. Okay.
Sure, launch staunch defenses of the right to free speech. The wrong ears take it as
his name's Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder.
Right to be openly racist and all these other things with no accountability. They misunderstand what free speech actually entails. It doesn't mean you're never going to be held accountable for what you say. When Shiloh Hendricks said that she said the N word, whatever, this was her right to free speech. Yeah, but everybody else has a right to hold you accountable for it. And it's the second part of that equation, which is, I think, important. So, Stephen, your response to my thesis.
Yeah. Yes, I disagree. I think social media is a part of it, but I also don't think that we're dealing with an accountability culture as far as the country. I think we're dealing with a false accountability culture as far as the media and those in the establishment. You have myself, for example, who was demonetized, throttled on YouTube for simply using the term lesbian queer, someone who referred to themselves as a lesbian queer. It was a quote. Then moved over to Rumble, and after the Exodus, Diageo, in charge of 80% of the world's advertising, told Rumble that it wasn't enough to demonetize myself, but that they wouldn't spend $1 of advertising on the entire platform, an alternative platform to YouTube. Pick that neighborhood, and it just so happens to be more mixed or more white, but my neighbor's a former Dallas Cowboy. You can demand a lie, but the media is demanding the lie, not the American people. I am in no way concerned going down to a black neighborhood, because I do it, to the tune of hours, hundreds of hours of footage and hundreds of millions of views discussing these issues. The challenge I run into is when someone else, a third party, wants to play a game of telephone and tell them that it's racist. You can go and watch. I had not one, not two, but 10 people in this installment say, yeah, I think all lives matter. I think anyone who says that's white supremacy is out of their mind. They don't speak for us, the black community. I'd never know that unless I conversation. They're doing it. You're demanding a lie.
Now let's talk about
God, there's just gaslighting all over the place. I'm sorry, I wasn't making myself clear. Not Crowder, but the man who is the voice. I have no freaking clue. Hold on. It's called in Vasquez. I'll print it out for you. Oh, he has a vast amount of subscribers. Yeah, pretty good too. I'll just put it in the chat for you. Jesus. I'll just go ahead and put it in the chat for you.
Crowder's example of black neighbors and safe neighborhoods. He dances around this racially coded language like it's subtle, but it's not. The data just doesn't support his implications. In fact, studies have consistently shown the crime rates, their investment in black communities, and over-policing. The neighborhood safety argument ignores that these communities have often been deprived of the very resources that make neighborhoods safe. Crowder also throws out the old "I talk to black people and they agree with me" argument, which frankly doesn't hold weight. Cherry-picked interviews doesn't erase centuries of systemic racism or validate dismissing the lived experiences of marginalized groups. Pierce is right. Free speech doesn't mean free from criticism, and when people like Crowder act shocked that saying something inflammatory leads to blowbacks, they're not defending free speech. They're demanding special treatment from criticism. That's not principle, it's just a privilege.
Of people.
Okay, Mark, your response.
Lots of things again. First, I think Stephen is, and I don't assign to you any ill intent, but you're comparing apples and oranges here when we talk about the Carmelo Anthony and the racist woman, I can't think of her name, video.
Lily Gaddis.
I think, as you pointed out all day,
Hendricks,
no, not Lily Gaddis, but
you're talking about Shiloh Hendricks,
yeah.
Lily?
Shiloh Hendricks, yes. When you talk about context, I think we have to look at context in the context even of these GoFundMes, right? The people who are funding Carmelo Anthony, you can tell this from the comments, this isn't my guess, they're not saying good job. They're saying we don't believe that you're guilty. we don't believe that you've gotten a fair legal process. And so we're sending money to make sure that you get a proper legal defense because we don't believe that you are guilty of this crime. That is what they're saying. Now, you and I may look at the evidence and come to the same conclusion or a different conclusion, but they're not attempting to reward the behavior. They're attempting to challenge a system that they feel like is misrepresenting the behavior. In the case of the N-word and this woman, right, Charlotte, what's happening is quite different. They're not saying, hey, we feel like she's taken such a loss from her free exercise of free speech that we want to reimburse her for that. That would be a different argument. I still wouldn't want to do it, but that would at least be logically and morally consistent. When you look in the comments and when you talk to people who are funding that campaign, they are literally shouting the N-word. They are literally echoing the racial epithet. And that is different. That's why I say, if this is really going to be a First Amendment cause, again, and not the lie that you're talking about, then let's invest in actual First Amendment causes and not this. And to your second point, I agree. And then I got you wholeheartedly. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making decisions about where you want to live. But there's a huge difference between saying, I want to live in a statistically safe neighborhood, or I want to live in a historically safe neighborhood, and I don't want to live around Black people under any circumstances. And again, the latter is what came out in our conversation on the show the last time. And we're melding those two things as if they are the same, and then acting as if there's just no room for a white person or a Black person, for that matter, to exercise any radical honesty about where they want to live. I ain't met a person yet that doesn't want to live in a safe neighborhood. I want to live in a safe neighborhood. I also want to live around Black people. People can make their own choices, but let's not pretend they're the same thing.
Now, Mark makes an important distinction about housing choices. Crowder likes to reduce this issue to people just want to live in safe neighborhoods. Sure, who doesn't? But there's a world of difference between saying I want safety and saying I want to avoid Black people. The former is a shared human desire. The latter is a racial discrimination, plain and simple.
Once again, the gaslighting. It's quite is more like victimization to me. But what the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? I guess being called a nigga, I've been a victim most of my life. I guess. Oh, boy, white folks love to get away with some shit. Case in point.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa thought he was joining President Trump at the White House to reset relations. Instead, he was accused of allowing, quote, genocide of white South African farmers to happen under his watch. Watch this.
We have thousands of stories talking about it. Can we turn the lights down? Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
This is your favorite one.
Without you, people are going to occupy land.
The evidence that Trump is showing there with the press in the room has been debunked. There is nothing substantive to these.
I forgot the brother's name of what I think somewhere in South Africa. I don't know. But needless to say, he was chanting, and we're talking like anywhere from like 500,000 people were chanting along with him. Kill the poor, kill the farmer. They were chanting. And obviously, not only Donald Trump, but Elon Musk, who really needs to sit his white lily ass down. He is not South African. He is an American. Hands down. I dare anybody debunk me on that one.
These claims that there is a genocide happening in South Africa. But that still didn't stop the White House from fast-tracking the refugee status of 59 white South Africans just last week. Now, here are the actual facts around this. In the last 9 months of 2024, there were more than 19,000 murders in South Africa. Only 36 happened on farms, and only 7 of the victims were farmers. How many of them were white? We don't know, because official data is not broken down by race. Now, even a State Department report in Trump's first term addressed the claims of race-motivated attacks on white farmers. That same report goes on to say that those attacks and murders increased in line with the overall rise in violent crime in the country. Still, Trump accused the South African president of doing nothing to stop his unsubstantiated claim of genocide.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
and
take
then when
land.
they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens.
There is criminality in our country. People who do.
I can't believe you voted for this
unfortunately through
motherfucker.
criminal activity are not holding back. Majority of them are black people, and we have now been utilized.
The farmers are not black.
I
I don't say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black.
Joining us in our fifth seat at the table is Elise Labott. She is the Edward R. Murrow Press Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations and host of Cosmopolitics on Substack. And you can see there why President Ramaphosa was a negotiator for the anti-apartheid government, because he had extraordinary patience there in the Oval Office for the world to see is just not true.
That's right. And he also, brought some props with him. He brought some South African golfers. He knows that they need to kind of feudal some break. It wasn't enough to stop that ambush. But he blacks that the majority is a lot of crime. The majority is not against whites; it's against blacks. The majority is not against farmers, as
Give me a second. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's continue this shit. Is he starting to piss me off already?
The anti.
Nobody can take when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer,
at the Council on Politics on Substack, and you can see there why President Ramaphosa was a negotiator for the anti-apartheid government, because he had extraordinary patience in trying to explain to Trump that what he is claiming there in the Oval Office for the world to see is just not true.
That's right. And he also, brought some props with him. He brought some South African golfers, a coffee table book. He knows that, he needs to kind of, in this feudal system, bring gifts to President Trump. It wasn't enough to stop that ambush, but he tried to, correct the facts, let him know that the majority, and there is a lot of crime in South Africa, the majority is not against whites, it's against blacks. The majority is not against farmers, as you said in the intro. President Trump didn't want to hear any of it. It wasn't till one of the golfers and one of the white billionaires that he brought with him, I've said, look, President Trump, this is what's going on. I think that when, then there was a joke about
and of the far right. And it is not based in fact. And it's amazing that this has actually become the foreign policy of the United States based on just straight up. I mean, we have the numbers. It is completely unsubstantiated.
You're saying it's not true? Okay, whatever you call it, have white farmers been murdered?
Actually, how many
have violence been committed against white farmers?
How many white farmers? Hold on a second. How many white farmers have been murdered?
I don't know. Several. I mean, they asked.
No. How many?
I don't know. Several.
I know why you don't know, because those numbers don't exist broken down by race.
I mean, I know this. I wouldn't trust the South African government to tell me. I know that.
How many black farmers have been murdered in South Africa?
Look, you guys are so triggered over 59 people.
No, I'm not.
After we left 20 million people in the country, I don't know why you're so triggered.
Haven't even brought up the people, the white people that Trump picked out because they were white and told them they could come to the country.
How much racial killing are you going to condone?
There are 19,000 murders in South Africa. 36 were on farms. 7 of the farmers were victims. Okay, this is according to the South African police.
And you think the South African government is a
credible
source?
The other 29, hold on a second. The 29 victims who were included in the farm killings were farm employees who tend to be black. So the vast majority of people killed on farms in South Africa are black. Where is the concern about them?
The concern is that there are white farmers who have had violence committed against them, and they're being threatened. They're being threatened every.
You took an entire land from us, and the fact that we fight back, you don't like it. Go to hell!
Every single day. There's 59 people,
hold on a second.
And you're triggered about 59 people,
and I don't know why. I haven't mentioned anything about 59 people.
That's
why are you only concerned about white people?
I'm only concerned about this story because these 59 people asked for status. They're getting status, and now everybody's freaking out.
They didn't ask for anything.
There is no evidence that white people have been targeted. Some white people in the larger issue of farmers, in the larger issue of violence, have been part of this violence, but why
are they trying to get out? Why are they? If there's no,
Scott, the
why
majority,
are they trying to leave?
The majority of
have you seen the videos of the people saying "kill the white farmers"?
Afrikaners do not want.
What do you
to
think
leave.
the phrase "kill the white farmers" means?
Yeah, that's a phrase that the ANC that was
said anything about killing white farmers. He didn't even say it was a goddamn chant. Killed the white farmer? Where'd you get that? Where's your evidence of that?
It's a phrase that was against the anti-apartheid movement, but the ANC, who's ruling the government, the president's government, has disavowed that phrase, has disavowed any songs, and there's no evidence that white people are being targeted, and the majority of Afrikaners do not want to leave.
They're not a part of the government, Scott. You're taking a fringe movement and you're trying to make it a characteristic.
So it is the
of an
height of
entire
racism.
nation.
It is the height of racism to say that white people have to be exempted from all violence in any society. Then that is what it's. That is what it.
No, we gonna stop this shit right now. This is freaking triggering. You're talking about this.
Alliance shoot to kill Hamza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. Attention.
It's a fucking chant.
Kichima, Simran Koto Alliance, shoot to kill Hamza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. Attention. Kichima.
Shit, that's almost like a record to me. Shit, I ought to buy that and I'm gonna play that in my car and ride around the richest white neighborhoods in Las Vegas. See what they do. That's the same. I'm blanking in my head right now. Fuck. Not Kunta Kinte. What was it? Every time Africans went to war, before they went to war, and even in the movie Woman King, before they left to go to war, what did they do? Chant. It's a spiritual ritual. What are we not learning today? But white folks is so scared.
Being said here, if we cannot say, there is no white genocide happening, there is no farm genocide happening, and the argument is some white people have been killed, even though 27,000 murders happened in that country. What are we saying? If anybody of one racial group is murdered, then that constitutes a refugee status for that particular group.
When the president has also ended the refugee program for all other people in actual war. There is in actual war.
No, I don't understand. You want them to stay, and I guess you want them to have violence committed against them. Does that make you happy?
Go ahead and comment, and then I'll let you.
Violence against all people is wrong.
I agree with you.
Including the white farmers, but also including the black people that live in Africa. There are 1.5 billion people that live in the continent of Africa. There are 1.5 billion people that live in Africa. There's 50 that were continent. We're 1.5 billion. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I want to know. No. I want you to have a complete. No, I want you to have. I can have a complete thought. I want you to have a complete thought. You are okay.
These people are under threat, and
well,
now
are
they're
you
coming here, and you're enraged that they're not still under threat.
Can you say that in addition to the 7 potential white farmers that were murdered, the 18,900.
And they're being targeted with violence.
That's correct.
There have been no farms taken from any white people yet.
How
But the laws, do the laws not allow it?
There is a law, but it hasn't been.
There is a law, but they're being targeted.
Kind of like the
People
Constitution.
Hold on,
are
guys.
attacking them.
I think that
They're threatening them.
Hold on. A lot is being said right now, including many things that are not true.
What's not true?
So the land. Let's talk about the land for a second.
It's the law.
Scott, just 1 second. Let's talk about the land.
So
The land. Hold on a
you
second.
haven't
Hold on. Let's talk about the land. I'm going to take this one at a time because I think it's really important. 81% of the land the vast majority, 96% of the private land in South Africa is owned by white people, despite Black people being the vast majority of the population, 81%. The president of South Africa pointed this out today, that the United States has eminent domain laws that allows the state to seize land
on the basis
from
of race?
people. From people if they want to. And here's what the New York Times writes about what the Trump administration did in its first term. The administration filed more than 110 lawsuits against landowners in Texas as it sought to secure space for the border wall, turning to eminent domain, even though many conservatives view it as an excess of government power that violates the sanctity.
Yeah, tricky. Well, that's all I got for you, folks. I haven't even done my full rant, but I know at some point in time, I'm going to have the same conversation with the same white folks that I had a conversation with a couple of weeks ago. I love those conversations because we finally gotten to a place where we are real again. We finally gotten to a place. You just now coming up in here, girl? How you been? We have finally gotten to a place where white folks literally come out the closet and just say how they feel. I am sick and fucking tired of these in-closet freaks. Please. I like Trump. I like Trump. I love Trump. You know why? Because he's not a liar. He doesn't lie to my face and say he's not racist, when in fact he is racist. I'm pretty good. How about you? He would tell you I am a fucking racist, and I'm proud of it. Joe Biden, not so much. This is what I like. This is what excites me. And I can be myself. Oh, and by the way, like I said, the dude that was drunk and was yelling out the N-word constantly and whatever, he got, knocked flat on his ass. I've been warning people. I clearly said, you can say whatever you want. I welcome white people to say whatever it is the hell they want to say. Express it. Won't bother me, but it might bother the next person. It's a little different when you're online. You can say it as much as you want, right? You can say it infinitively, and no one can do anything to you. Because number one, it is your First Amendment right? But it's a little different when you're outside computer land. Yeah. More stuff like this is going to happen. And I'm so happy. I am so happy that this has happened. The same thing when the farmers were losing their minds, where the money was being taken away because of the tariffs. It's time. It's time. It is time. Man, I feel freaking great. I feel freaking great, and I want this to. I want this to happen. Maybe it'll wake some of you coons up. Maybe it'll wake Jason Whitlock up, but then again, he'll probably talk his way to a cheese sandwich or something. I don't know. but I gotta go. I gotta do some things. It was nice talking with y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.